Newcastle kicked 16 goals last week against Terrigal Avoca, usually the miserly defence. Let's have a quick look at Terrigal Avoca now, just before we get underway. And the ins to that side will be Corey Billins, Aidan Warren, Richardson, Alistair Richardson. Josh Polglaze will play. He was under an injury cloud with a corky. Two really good sides here, Nathan. Deserved 1 and 2 finishes on the ladder this year. How do you see this game playing out?
Oh, well, if it's anything to go by last week, then it's going to be an absolute cracker of a game. The game last week was hard, tough footy, and yeah, Newcastle City got on top. But as you said, finals is a different kettle of fish.
Exactly right. So as we have a look, so 15-1 Terrigal Avoca in 2015. Their solitary loss coming last week against the Blues, but it's different sides today. Newcastle City finished 13 wins, 3 losses. As mentioned earlier, it was a 17-point win to them next week. The winner today will go straight to the grand final in 2 weeks' time. The loser will take on the winner of the Warners Bay Killarney Vale match, which is a 2:30 p.m. start this afternoon. So a bit of a footy bonanza today, Nathan. Just about underway. Terrigal Avoca looks like they'll be going to the left of screen in their white strip, their typical away strip. Newcastle City in their traditional blue, navy blue outfits. Big Jacob Dawes will be doing the ruck work. He was one of the best for them last week in their victory. It'll be Brendan Harper, who's giving away a few inches to Dawes, but a great footballer, and 2 very evenly matched sides. Congratulations to Courtney Knight as well, Nathan. He kicked 55 goals to win the Morris Goolagong Award, leading goal kicker in the league.
Yeah, no, he was pretty pumped about that last week. We didn't know whether he'd got it or not, but yeah, no. He was pretty happy to end up with it.
Good stuff. So here we go, finals time here in the Black Diamond League. Harper will be up against Dawes, and away we go. They forced a draw. Peter Van Dam just tapped it forward towards Corey Billins, who threw it on the left boot to centre half forward for the Panthers. Good body work there by Richardson. Gee, they missed him last week. Gives it out to Jack Grimman, one of the Rising Star nominees, and he goes to full forward looking for Goulet. Goulet jumps hard over the top of Jack Gillingham. Even contest. Ball trickles over the line. It'll be a boundary throw in early stages here. Number 1 sports ground. Good crowd out. We look at the Terrigal boys over to the right of the grandstand. There must be all of 10 of them. A very vocal crowd. We've got Warners Bay, the one of the major finals just played here. It'll be Newcastle City taking on Nelson Bay in the women's competition.
It was a good come-from-behind win by City in
Great
that
game of footy. Great game of footy. Came right down to the wire. So it's going to be a ball up here. Deep forward for Terrigal Avoca. Eventually comes back to, I think that was Goulet. Grimman was bumped off the ball hard by, might have been Wilmot. But anyway, it comes out to Wheeler in the end, Mark Wheeler. Then to Keast. It was well smothered down there by Jay Lewis. Jason Van Dam went in hard and he was tackled, slung to the ground on that hard deck there. Eventually comes back to Webster. Slung as well. Chips it over the top. Goulet. Don't know if it was intentional for him, but anyway, Jono Goulet marks. He's about 65 out. Right forward flank, only Corey Billins is home. He goes in that direction. Billins in a one-on-one up against Baker. Well done, Billins. He got the front position. Also well done to Baker. Comes back to Mark Wheeler. Just kicks it down into space. Who'll get there first? Probably Jay Lewis. Does he get the bounce? He takes possession. He's tackled immediately by Jack Gillingham. Really good game, this one, Nathan, straight away.
It's a great tackle and, yeah, a great game. We can see the intensity from both sides. At the moment, Terrigal getting numbers to the footy.
Grand final position on the line here. It's a ball up out on our broadcast side. Harper goes up high down to Van Dam. Eventually comes back to Mark Wheeler. He just gains 30 metres for his side. Getting there first will be Grimman. He's been active. That's holding the man surely. Free kick to Terrigal. He'll take it. So Grimman out on centre wing on our broadcast side. Opening stages here of the second semi-final. The son of a gun, Jack Grimman, Rising Star nominee in 2015. He's going to switch it into the middle of the ground, and it's a good kick. Out wide to Josh Polglaze, who was under an injury cloud. He's got it right in the middle of the ground, Nathan. It's a hard surface.
Oh, yeah, that middle of the ground is really hard.
Ready for cricket, I'd say. Kicks in good to Goulet. Good grab, Jono Goulet. Strong overhead. Finished second in the goal kicking this year in 2015. Only beaten by Courtney Knight. Courtney had the 55 goals. Jono with 53. So losing that by 2 goals. But a really good start here. Probably the intensity's been up from Terrigal. They've had a little bit more of the footy early on, controlling it pretty well. And Jono Goulet's going to go back and line up. Is he into the breeze here, Nathan?
Yeah, he's kicking into the breeze. It's about a 1 or 2 goal breeze heading to the right of screen, but
let's see how he goes. So Goulet loads up. He looks like he might have pushed that one to the right. In fact, he might have missed everything. So it's going to be so it's out on the full. So 0 plays 0.
Mike Wheeler for Newcastle City's been touching the ball a lot lately.
Yeah, he's had a good year, hasn't he, Wheeler?
He's had a really good year.
Sensational player. Grand final on the line. As mentioned, this is a 12 o'clock start today, slightly earlier. Straight after this game, we've got Warners Bay taking on Killarney Vale in an elimination final. It's Riley Lang who just boots it. I'm pretty sure they're going with the breeze. Certainly earlier today, there was probably a 1 or 2 goal breeze going the way of Newcastle City to the right. The bounce just beat Peter Van Dam. It was well done down there to Pat Gillingham. And away goes Jacob Dawes through the middle of the ground. Just handballed it to no one. Don't know what he was doing. Sam O'Brien got the footy for Terrigal. Wrapped up out there on centre wing. Is it going to be a stoppage? Play on the call. Players diving on each other. Important to thank our major sponsor, Wilson Security, who's Australia's largest and most innovative security provider, delivering a wide range of services to a diverse range of customers for all your security needs. Call Wilson Security on 1300 Wilson. Yet to score here. We're 4 minutes played. And away go Newcastle City in their first break. It might have been Monk who got the clearance. He went down for Knight. Great contest with Corbin Bond. Corbin Bond won it, kept his feet and did really well. Kicked it down to centre wing. Peter Van Dam marks uncontested. Good footy early. High standard, as you'd expect. So Peter Van Dam goes into the middle of the ground looking for Richardson. Did well Richardson to force a spoil and then got the footy again. Comes back to Jacob Jackson. He kicks it out to half forward. Goulet might come in here for his third or fourth possession, but it beats him the bounce. But really even contest, Nathan, as you'd expect. A grand final berth on the line.
Yeah, no, really, really, really even contest. Some great footy by Terrigal being played out there. Newcastle City on the back foot a little at the moment. Yeah,
so boundary throw in, half forward flank there for Terrigal. Haswell later tackle. It'll be another stoppage. The ground in absolutely superb condition. It's very rock hard out in the middle. Almost ready for the cricket season. And probably a slight breeze, maybe a 1 or 2 goal breeze to the right of screen. Only slight though. Jay Lewis double backed and kicked it into centre half forward, but playing in front down there was Rawnsley, the general. Took a really good grab there, Rawnsley. Had a great year again. The left footer. Chips out further wide to Wilmon, I believe. Or it could be Monk. I believe it's Monk. So Monk goes out to centre wing looking for Haswell. Took a good overhead mark there, did Connor. We know Terrigal will use the corridor. Haswell on this occasion just goes to centre half forward to a contest. Keys used his body pretty well and took a good mark. It was a fair contest. Didn't go off his line. Play on was the call. He kicks it into centre half forward. Crawford kicked 4 last week. Great player, Mitch Crawford. Is that a high tackle? It is. Mitch Crawford kicked the 21 goals in 2015 in the home and away season. Didn't play all that many games, was a late starter, but gee, what a good second half of the year he's had.
Oh, he's brilliant second half of the year. Come over from Western Australia, I believe, after playing in the Waffle. So, yeah, no, got a great second half of the year. He's been a good half forward for us. So,
yeah, good stuff. He's a great player. As mentioned, he kicked 4 last week, was the leading goal kicker against Terrigal in the last home and away game. Loads up does Crawford. It looks a lovely drop punt. Misses to the left.
First score on the board.
So one behind there to Newcastle City. 6.5 minutes played here at Newcastle number 1. Real festival sort of atmosphere. The girls played earlier. It'll be Jay Lewis doing the kicking in duties for the Panthers. They go with the full ground zone to Newcastle City. Gee, it was an average kick. Just an easy turnover. Terrible kick in from Lewis. Generally speaking, a beautiful kick of the footy. I don't know whether he stubbed his toe or something on that occasion, but it ends up in the hands of Aaron Seen, the left footer, and he'll certainly go back and line them up. Nathan, he's going to kick from about 45 metres.
Yeah, and as he comes down the runway, he'll be looking to push this to the right and have it come back on the breeze. And he's pushed that all the way to the left,
so
and that's
2
behind.
behinds to Newcastle City. Jay Lewis will have another crack here. So he'll do the kicking in duties again, will Lewis. He's going to go to the same side. A little bit more careful, but once again it misses the target. Maybe confidence a little bit down. Sam O'Brien eventually wins the footy and just gives a great blind handball over the top, and they're out the Panthers. So Peter Van Dam through centre wing. He's going to drive them forward once more, looking for Jackson. Well done. Going back with the flight. I can't see who that is out there.
I think that's Lang.
Riley Lang, the fullback. A late inclusion. Well, not a late inclusion, just a regular one this week. They came in with the 3 tools. Just a kick to no one in particular. A pretty easy defender's mark there taken by Jared Flint. Certainly the best two sides of the year. Good kick there from Flint. Just floated over the top, reached Webster. Going in the undeniable favourite into the Elliott Davey presentation next week, Nathan. Looking for 3 in a row. Unprecedented. Just kicks to a one-on-one contest. It was Goulet up against Lang, and he's a good fullback, Lang.
That's a fair effort for 3 in a row.
Yeah, unprecedented. Certainly got some competition. I've liked the season of Mark Wheeler, also Brendan Lewis from Killarney Vale.
Yep.
But he's had a great year once again, Jim. So eventually ends up, it was a good tackle, just a handball over to nobody, but they might get out of trouble here, Newcastle City. Just a scrubby kick forward out to centre wing. Word under Crawford. The handball went to no one in particular. Putting his head over the footy was Kirkman. Did he have it? He did. Play on was the call. In the centre square here. Crawford again, he's been super active. He's a clever footballer. He's brought to a standstill, and we'll have another ball up. Middle of the ground here, we've played 9 minutes. Opening term of the second semi-final. Grand final berth for the winner. Sam Ellis jumped over the top. He's out in the back against Rawnsley. It wasn't. Umpire will have it again. Have you seen it so far, Nathan?
Oh, it's a tight contest. Most of the play's been in the middle half of the ground, which is, as you would expect, we're 2 top-class sides.
Good punch over the top there came from Jacob Dawes. This is Lewis. Jay Lewis up against Aaron Seen. Jason Van Dam attacked the footy. The ball bounces on its point in the middle of the ground, and Sam O'Brien runs away. Right foot drop, punt out to centre half forward. Well done to Jack Gillingham. Just worked his opponent under the ball. Handball back to Baker. He'll want his left side and gets it. And kicks to centre wing, and an absolutely perfect kick hits Haswell on the chest. So Haswell goes inside. Handball to his coach in Mitch Knight. Little chip over the top, and Newcastle City are running. Getting there first will be Jason Van Dam, the inspirational skipper. Just jogs it over the line. We know how good he is in finals. Jewel Gary McBain, trophy winner for the best on ground in a grand final, is Jason Van Dam. He's won 2 of those. As we have a boundary throw in half-forward flank here for the Blues. The tackling at a premium, as you would expect. Free kick there paid. I don't know, maybe the jump was a bit poorly timed there from the Terrigal ruckman. Jacob Dawes might have got hit where you don't want to get hit.
Yeah, no, that hurts.
Yeah, right in the jewel. So Jacob Dawes has got it at half forward. He's going to take his kick. Still looks in a fair bit of pain. Just bombs it up to full forward. Well done there to Jared Flint. Kept his eyes on the footy. Crawford tried to work him under it. Was a pretty good contest. And very even as you'd expect. Both sides using their bench quite heavily.
Not much attacking flair. It's all defensive at the moment.
Yeah, early stages here. You'd expect it to open up a little bit. Third man up was Wilmot on that occasion. A little left foot snap. I can't say who that came from. It was a good contest, though, by Corbin Bond. Loves playing on Courtney Knight, does Corbin Bond, Nathan.
Yeah?
Loves it. He's spoken of it a lot. Really prides himself on these games. So Jay Lewis, he's had a few poor kickings. He's going to go for his coach. And a pretty good grab there taken by Chris Bishop with the oncoming traffic. So he'll go up the middle of the ground. He always does. That's not a great kick, though. Sort of floats over the back. It's well done there to Riley Lang and also Aidan Warren. Jackson beats a tackle. He's going to handball further back to Billins. Had a great year, Corey Billins. Coming back now, Webster. A little untidy, which is uncharacteristic. Haswell wasn't. Handballed over the top to Dawes. And Jacob Dawes on his right foot kicks it to centre half forward towards Gillingham.
He's in a paddock.
So Gillingham with a bit of space, just handballs over the top again. Heard a voice, it was for Wheeler. He's up against Jason Van Dam. He'd be hard to beat in that situation.
And had a paddock of space there, Gillingham, and probably could have hit a target up in the corridor, but just rushed it a bit. Went to double
back on that occasion. And what you can just see so many good matchups. I love that one of Wheeler and Jason Van Dam. That'll be a great battle to watch. Down there's Bishop. He loves it hard and tough. Could have been taken high, wasn't paid. Little kick off the ground. Gee, the pressure's on it. Went under the legs of O'Malley. Came back and Wilmot took possession. Went back further again to Lang. His handball missed Towan. And now a little bit of time for Gavin Kirkman. He handballed it into space. Jackson couldn't take clean possession, the young man. Macaulay O'Malley could and did really well. Also in there was Towan again. Handballed it to no one. Grimman just tapped it back. Comes back to O'Malley and just kicks it to no one. They've got numbers though, Terrigal. It was a floating kick. Bishop couldn't take the grab. Going through hard was Wheeler. Josh Polglaze, this is his first test. And a bit going on behind the play there. It's going to be a free kick. It's going to be a free kick to Wheeler, I believe, against James Hart. What was that for, Nathan?
I think that was for holding the man after he got rid of it, but no, I don't know about that.
Okay, so holding the man we're going to go with. Bishop will stand the mark. Wheeler, probably with this breeze. They're short 50s at Newcastle number 1. We know that. So Josh Wheeler. We've nearly played 13 and a half minutes. No goals have been scored thus far. 3 plays 0. Wheeler, that won't register a score. Goes deep forward, and it might even be out on the full. It will be. So Jay Lewis just chips over the top. Grimmond. Deep full back. Kicking skills have got to be so good at this time of the year, Nathan.
Yeah, they have, and I'm wondering whether the pressure might be getting to the players out there.
Yeah, so it was just Jacob Dawes, the big man. They're certainly a taller side, Newcastle City. You look at their ins, Crawford, Keaston, Lang, big boys. And Dawes just chips it into the hole there. It was a good lead and a good grab taken by Wilmot there. Beg your pardon, Monk in the white boots. So Jackson Monk in the 18, great footballer. He's going to go back and line them up. And the second half of this quarter has been all Newcastle City.
And Monk lining up his shot. He'll probably kick from about 40 metres out as he walks down the runway. It's a lovely kick off the boot.
Has he got the first of the day? Looks like he does. Newcastle City on the board, courtesy of Jackson Monk. First goal of the day, and early on, it's Newcastle City. 1 goal, 3-9, leading Terrigal Avoca yet to score.
Yes, and in 2015, Prime 7 has more footy on more nights, live and completely free. Prime 7's coverage includes 4 games every round on 7 Mate, including the marquee Friday and Saturday night matches. Black Diamond AFL and Prime 7, your local AFL team.
Good stuff. Great sponsors in 2015.
I don't know about you, Ryan, but I'll be definitely watching the Swanson Kilda match.
Yep, I think Sydney will pump them. Hopefully, anyway. Big punch again. Dawes did pretty well. Sam O'Brien's been active early. They'll force another draw. They had all the attacking early, Terrigal Avoca. John O'Goulay was active, but since then it's been all one-way traffic for Newcastle City. You'd expect it would go in ebbs and flows today. Could have been a free kick there against Harper, but it wasn't paid. Came back to Bishop, who was clean. Now Webster, little right foot snap, kick over the shoulder. John O'Goulay will get there first. He'll take possession. Clever little handball, but it missed Aidan Warren. Little skill errors there. And you know, if you do have skill errors, particularly on this ground, good sides will punish you, and there's certainly 2 good sides challenging today.
Yes, no, deep wings, and you can use that corridor quite effectively at this ground. So,
yeah, exactly right. Came back to Payne. Good tackle by Sam O'Brien on him. Going in again was Sam O'Brien. But it's going to be a free kick there, paid by umpire Darryl Luck in the middle of the ground. We have to mention the field umpires today, Joey O'Brien, Darryl Luck and Matt Howarth. On the boundary, Nick Hickson, Matthew Jeffrey, Damon Rowett, and in goals, Jake Lowe and Riley Luck.
Joey O'Brien up for a Team of the Year nomination too. So.
Sensational. Great stuff. So middle of the ground, it's with Goulay. Goulay's going to go further once more. This is an important kick. Jay Lewis read it really well. He started deep back. Now delivers to full forward. The kick's a poor one. That won't please Coach Bishop. And it's Riley Lang who'll deliver. Into the middle of the ground. It was a good kick on that occasion. Gee, Dawes has been active as well, Nathan.
Yeah. The big men for Newcastle City, as we pointed out at the beginning.
Good
running
player.
right at the moment. Was
best on ground last week in their victory. Just drilled the pass for a big man. He must be 6'7", and he's just absolutely drilled that about a metre off the ground into Pat Gillingham. Beautiful kick. 1-on-1 deep is Josh Wheeler up against Flint. Going back with the flight down there was Harper, I believe. Tried to force a spoil as Dawes comes through a well-earned break. Haswell will go on. Haswell probably won't play in the ruck, though.
No, I don't think he'll play in the ruck. But I tell you what, he's good. He's good overhead for a small man.
Yep. Very good footballer. Another one in line for Team of the Year honours. Jason Van Dam drops back to pick up him. It was a good tap over the top by Keast. Newcastle City probably winning the ruck duel at the moment. Jay Lewis has been active. Webster was clean on that occasion. It was a great handball. Away go Terrigal through Kirkman. Kicks to centre half forward. Jackson up against Lang. Well done to Jacob Jackson and also Riley Lang. Down there's Rawnsley. Handball back to Mark Wheeler. Broke a tackle, the big man. Comes out to centre wing now. 1-on-1 contest. Haswell up against Hart. No one could take the mark. Going through Hart's Jason Van Dam. Just saw the footy and went for it. Van Dam kicks long, looking for Webster, but it'll fall short. Mark Wheeler will take the mark, the intercept mark. He might get this back, though, Jason Van Dam. He does. Throws it on that left boot and kicks it to centre half forward. Is that downfield? It will be. Aidan Warren took the mark regardless. So got pushed in the back after he kicked it. Aiden Warren, he's going to switch up plays, looking for Peter Van Dam. And Peter Van Dam will go back. No, he's going to chip it inside, looking for Billings. He should have had a shot, Peter. He was well within range. Maybe the breeze is stronger than we think. Billings goes in hard again. Another good tackle. Gee, I thought Peter would have had a shot then, Nathan.
Yeah, no. I mean, with the smaller 50s here at the ground, you would have thought he would have gone back and at least had the attempt. But
maybe we'll go back. We'll have a look at that breeze. But Peter, a pretty good kick of the footy. You'd expect him to go back and dob that one. Anyway, Jack Gillingham handballed it back into traffic. Even numbers, one-on-one matchups all over the ground. Bishop laid a tackle on Rawnsley. It was a pretty good kick. Eventually came out to Payne. That's play on. Good umpiring. Handballed out. Off the ground there by Emerson Monk, I believe. He's kicked it to centre wing. Good punch by Polglaze. Well done, Pat Gillingham. Did really well. Handballed back to Haswell. They've got a bit of time here, Newcastle City. This is Bond up against Knight. Love this contest. Bond does really well. Well done, Corbin Bond. Just missed the handball, though. Getting there first will be Monk. He'll go for Wheeler. Jay Lewis read the ball pretty well. Takes clean possession. Was hit hard. Goes hard at every contest as Wheeler. What a great game of footy, Nathan.
Oh, this
Grand
is an
final on the
absolute
line.
great game of footy.
Boundary throw in. Ellis up against Keast. Comes back. Good tackle by Kirkman on Monk. Kirkman went in there again. Handballed it out to Lewis. And he's pinged him for a throw there. It's going to go the way of Newcastle City against Gavin Kirkman. So Jackson Monk, half forward flank in the white boots. He's had another good year, Monk. Just about into time on here. It's 9 playing 0. He's giving all the impressions he's going to have a shot. We think there's a breeze. Elects to pass and just unmarked. Gee, that'll upset Bishop. I'm trying to find him.
Courtney Knight all in his own inside 50. It's a dangerous thing to do, to leave him open.
So Courtney Knight will go line up for goal number 56 in 2015. Morris Goolagong award winner. Pipped John O'Goulay by 2 goals in the end. Goolagong. I should know that better than that. Goolagong. Knight got awfully close to the man on the mark. Will it make the distance? It will. It'll register one behind. So 10 playing 0. Been a pretty even contest. Newcastle City hitting the scoreboard a little bit better at this stage. Lewis goes long. That's a better kick. Jack Grimman dropped one he should have taken. Haswell. Will they make them pay here, Newcastle City? It's well done, Jared Flint. Just read the footy beautifully. And they might be out here on this broadcast side. We've got Webster and also Alexander White. Webster's going to be the one that contests. That's the free kick for holding. It's going to go the way of Webster. Probably knew he wasn't going to mark it.
Wheeler gives away the tactical free kick.
Has to go back behind the man on the mark.
While we do that, Star 104.5 plays the music we love and proudly supports the Black Diamond AFL.
Great sponsor, Star 104.5. Webster goes into the middle of the ground. It's a drilling pass. Ellis, he dropped that one. Skill errors. You can't do it in the middle of the ground. Monk had plenty of it early. Chips over to Haswell. Does he line them up? Haswell has a shot at goal. Newcastle City. Second goal for the game. It was a good kick from Webster. Bounced off the chest of Ellis.
He was lucky there because he kicked that and the siren went.
Gee, it's a short quarter. 21 minutes that went. That quarter. So
not many goals.
So who are the goal kickers early on here?
The goal kickers in the first half, there's only 2. It's one to Connor Haswell and one to Jackson Monk.
Terrigal Avoca yet to hit the scoreboard. So 16 plays 0. It's quarter time in the second semi-final. Newcastle #1 Sports Ground.